Um, Sean, Troy and Gabriella were friends first. Alright, just realized my notes are on my iPad, which I'm using to record, so I'm just going to be winging this. You mentioned apprenticeships. They are great, in my opinion, because you end up spending a lot of time learning one trade, and you don't have to worry about all the stuff that you can or can't do because you learn the one trade. I think that ideally that is what works in the world is you focusing on one thing to learn. And if you think about it, apprenticeships have kind of survived to this day and age via university and colleges. You end up going to college to learn one thing typically, get a degree in one thing or one field, one career type. And even though it is lumped together with education, it's kind of survived into that, but then again, it's lumped in with education. And if you also think about it, you end up spending a lot of time, first few years in a job, learning the ins and out of that career, just kind of learning how to do it. You might go from a couple jobs, go around for a couple jobs, and you end up being able to build a resume, to build a skill set, which a lot of times can be transferable, which is great. So you first couple years of having a job is again building contacts, building kind of a structure of people you can rely on, and just kind of getting used to your new trade. And then after that, you end up having a resume and skill set, and you start rising through the ranks of a business or a career, and you start basically getting better opportunities after you kind of settle into it and you know what you're doing. I think if you could incorporate apprenticeships into schooling, that would be great because some people aren't good at math, and should they, because they're not good at math, should they be taking calculus or stuff like that, which a lot of curriculums have. And this is, I think, where education tailored to the student comes in, just because some people are good at math, some people aren't, some people have a memory for history, some people don't. And some people are talented artists and authors and writers. Some just people don't get that stuff, and I think that is one of the problems with schooling is that they expect everyone to be able to do the same thing. This is under the guise of, well, you're going to be a well-rounded student. And I do believe that you should be able to explore each um, type of learning out there. Like, I guess, the different educations, math, history, sciences, stuff like that. I feel like you should always have the ability to do that, that you should find what you love, but you shouldn't be forced to take super hard classes at something you don't quite get. And I think if apprenticeships could be incorporated into schoolwork where you find something that you're absolutely good at, that is your main focus in school, um, so you can build that up and eventually have a more narrow, tailored schooling experience. And Sean, you asked me who I would like to be apprenticed to. Ideally, I think it'd be John Green. I think um, being near an author, kind of being able to have discussions and talk to him about different writing styles and ideas and stuff like that would be great. In addition, what he does on a daily basis, doing all this online content, I think that would be um, a very eye-opening experience. I think just being able to learn how all that is done, I think that's something I would love to do. And my interrogative for you is, who would you be apprenticed to? And how would you incorporate apprenticeships into today's school? Like, how would you lump it together, I guess, to make it work for today's students? So, until tomorrow, Sean.